Oh, did y'all see this week that Sorority Sisters was canceled?
Shocker.
You know what? I am kind of shocked. I thought it was going to at least make it to, like, the end of the season. They was like, no, let's wrap this up.
It was too much of a headache.
Yeah.
It presented too much of a headache. But I think it's honestly VH1's fault.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do their homework the way they were supposed to.
Right.
You didn't go through and get the proper clearances. You didn't talk to the right people. You tried to rush this out. And this is what you got. Yeah. Maybe next time you'll learn your lesson and do it the right way.
Because I do agree with that. I feel like if it were another network, if it were like maybe a TLC or maybe even a WeTV or something like that, or maybe even a Bravo, it could have, because VH1 is just branded as like the trashy network at this point. Like this is where black people go to act the fool. So if it had been on any other channel, I feel like they would have done a bit more research to make it look, you know, a bit more classier.
I just think it was a bad idea all along, and I think they're, like you said, I guess, when it comes to the channels, their whole probably thought process wasn't to probably show them in a positive way. No. And it's such a send-off too, because even when I did the first post about the new trailer that came out and about the show being premiering when it did, the synopsis made it seem like this is going to be about these girls trying to rekindle their bonds from college and their relationships, and it made it seem like it's going to be so sisterly. But the minute the first trailer came out, it was like, but yeah,
it can be done, but not on VH1, like you said.
They just bring randoms together and just, it's like a cat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When you bring randoms together, that's what I mean.
But even I talked to April McCrae earlier this week, and you know, she was the main one with the drama and the contention, and she said they presented it to her like, this is going to be a venue for you to promote your businesses and to promote what you've been doing after college. Like this is basically like after you pledge, this is what life is like.
So stuff like that, all of this, people are producing the way that they made me look. No, this is you.
No, I don't think she ever denied that they made her look a certain way. This is just, that's who she, you know, is.
But I'm just confused about her saying like they presented it like this is going to be an avenue for this for me, and I just fell into all of this.
No. She said they presented it like, no, she wasn't saying. She was saying what they presented it to be. She felt like it was still that, but it just so happened that there were also situations that ended up taking the forefront where, you know, they would try to pit them against each other.
No, like the only thing is, like, I feel upset that a lot of the women who really wanted to promote their business and really try to have like a positive outcome of the situation. It's just sad that BET had College Hill and they had so many Greeks on that acted, come on, like it was pure debauchery on that show. But it was never all these like petitions and things of that nature now. I mean, back then. So that's the only thing. It's just, I just find it very interesting now that we have the power of the internet and social media. It's like we're having protests for like for everything, whereas like back in the day, y'all didn't care. Y'all were probably a part of that.
I loved College Hill.
I did too.
I just want to say that.
I did too. Like, I loved it. But at the same time, there were some, you know, moments in College Hill that was just like,
foolishness.
But you know what? The issue was back then. It was black colleges who were very upset about that. So there were petitions and, you know, backlash that the black colleges received about that. But you know what? We had Sherang wrote a piece about that, and she was like, I just think it's unrealistic to expect, you know, every black organization to always put forth this picture perfect image of what it is. And so, and I agree with that, but I also think that on VH1, you're not going to get a balance. You're just going to get negative.
But I also think that just the black community in general, like we try so hard to like have this like picture perfect 1960s. Every man needs to be Dr. King.
Yes.
Okay, every woman needs to be Coretta. You know, like it's just not real. You know?
It's true.
It's not authentic to me. Like for us to have like this Mad Men-esque like personality types where it's like if you cut up, you cut up.
It's true.
I mean,
that's you.
Yeah, and I get that for like when it comes to like everyday regular people who feel that way. But I feel like when you're talking about organizations who feel like they have, this is what we actually stand for, right? Don't represent for us on TV, on VH1, and act a fool. Right. You know what I'm saying? And people have been saying that, well, this is hip, you know, this is that, and this is that, and it's kind of like, no matter what, this is like the beginning of like maybe changing something. They were able to have success by going and calling. People complain about these TV shows all the time, but they're not serious. You know what I'm saying? And these people stood, you know, they stepped up and they were serious. Like I looked at a thing and these people were on Facebook like, I called Cheez-Its and they, you know, they said that they were going to move out. Okay, great. Let's cross them off the list. I called Jimmy Dean. Like everybody else just be out here like, this is just debauchery. It's wrong. and then you go ahead and watch it.
But I'm watching.
You know, you don't call nobody, you don't do nothing. And so to be mad at these sororities and fraternities and say that it's about perfection, no, it's about, this is our organization. Yeah. Don't represent for us when you didn't get no clearance from us to do it.
But,
well, don't represent for us when I didn't know what you claimed you were going to do is not what you did. And, you know, to me, it's just like, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't feel any type of way about the sororities and fraternities doing that. I'm like, if anybody can get a bunch of people to rally together and do something, fine. But to be out here like, everything is like, I wish we could do this for someone, then go do it for something more serious. Go call some folks. But let's not jump down these people's throats because this is what they wanted to rally together against.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think I'm impressed by that. I'm very impressed by that. But I also think it's like, okay, so, but y'all let her in.
Let her in the
sorority.
I mean, not everybody's perfect, but I still think it's just about the whole representation thing. You're going on a show and you're not acting right, and you're claiming that you're saying, which you are, that you are a so-and-so from so-and-so university, and I crossed at this time. Mm-hmm. You know, I just think that they feel like, I don't think they expect perfection, because I mean, don't these presidents be out here stealing money and doing all kind of foolishness half the time? Well, not half the time. Well, but you know, I just think they feel like what ends up happening, whoever acts a fool on their own time and they get in trouble for it, that's one thing. But when you get on TV and you show everybody like, this is me, AKA from so-and-so university, and I'm a hot ass mess. Like, you know, I think they can't help but to feel some kind of way about it.
But then, like, that makes me think, K. Michelle people might come for me, but it's just like, what makes K. Michelle different? Because we saw her like act so like in many different ways, like not in her best light. Mm-hmm. And she's always saying like, I'm a Delta, I went to Florida, da-da-da.
But we didn't find out K. Michelle was a Delta until like really after the fact.
Right, it was like a surprise, because she would be at parties and stuff like doing the whole thing. Mm-hmm. They'd be like, oh, word? K. Michelle is a Delta?
But she was still on the show. It came out before before her run on the show was over. Yeah.
Before her
I knew that before Love and Hip Hop was over.
And I always
before it was over, but it wasn't like she didn't come out the gate like, yo, I'm a Delta. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like that. Like, you coming out, I'm an AKA. I'm like, she didn't come out the gate like that. That wasn't her claim to fame. The only reason you're on the show is because you're an AKA.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. I see both sides of the argument. It's just interesting to me, the whole thing.
Yeah, it is.